Welcome to Build Wealth, place for future billionaires to get motivated. Warren Buffett is known by many as one of, if not the greatest, investors of all time. Warren Buffett is widely considered to be the best investor that ever lived. Now known as the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett came from modest beginnings to build a net worth of well over $113 billions. It's an incredibly rare achievement, and yet the Oracle of Omaha is actually a pretty simple guy. He still lives in his hometown. He eats fast food and guzzles soda like a 6-year-old. At age 8 he said he knew he would be an investor the rest of his life. He owns hundreds of billions of dollars of stocks and shares in his investment conglomerate, Berkshire Hathaway. He's successfully grown his company, Berkshire Hathaway, into a giant success. Warren Buffett's fortune recently surpassed $113 billions as shares of his company Berkshire Hathaway hit an all-time high. With his vast wealth being built mostly in the stock market, it only makes sense that he is viewed as one of the most successful investors of all time. These investments produce billions of dollars in passive income every year for the company, although Berkshire itself does not pay a dividend directly to its investors. Warren Buffett's investment advice is timeless. Warren Buffett once said that there was no premium for complexity. In other words, you don't need a complicated, stressful strategy to make money. Often, the easiest option is the best way to create wealth or passive income. And his strategies for smart investing aren't too complicated. If it's so easy, why aren't more people as rich as Buffett? Because his approach takes the kind of discipline and patience that many people either don't have or are unwilling to develop. Take a look at 6 of his money-making key rules and see whether you can be just a little bit more like Buffett. There are 6 key rules of the Warren Buffett investing strategy that you can follow regardless of how much money you have to invest. Following these key rules will generally result in above-par returns in the stock market. Rule number 1. Never lose money. Rule number 2. Never forget rule number 1. Not that Buffett has lost any, but he hasn't lost a penny to frivolousness. This is what he is saying: do not ever lose your money due to your cavalier attitude. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it is not okay to lose money. Rule number 2. Never invest in businesses you cannot understand. Buffett regretted not investing money in Google on time because he could not understand the business model. Despite him losing on not being an early investor and losing some good opportunities, he invested only when he understood the company. Moral: there is a risk in your investment more than usual if you don't know what you are doing. Rule number 3. Our favorite holding period is forever. Warren Buffett says, if you are not comfortable holding a stock for 10 years, do not hold it for 10 minutes. Fearfulness or greed can make investors act on instincts. They end up buying or selling stocks and destroy their portfolios in long run. Buffett advises against it. Rule number 4. The market can price things wrong. He says, so do not focus on short-term price swings, focus on the value you are getting from your investment. Rule number 5. When investing, innovate, do not follow. He says, you need to divorce your mind from the crowd. Study and develop your own investment strategies. Do not follow someone else's greed and fears. Know what you are doing. Rule number 6. Never invest on borrowed money. Buffett says it is crazy to borrow money to invest. If you borrow and invest, your actions would be too tied to your need to repay the money. It becomes difficult to make long-term decisions on borrowed money because you have to pay it back. In such cases, you might end up becoming prey to greed or fear. As you have probably noticed, Buffett's investing style is like the shopping style of a bargain hunter. It reflects a practical, down-to-earth attitude. Buffett maintains this attitude in other areas of his life. He doesn't live in a huge house, he doesn't collect cars, and he doesn't take a limousine to work. The value investing style is not without its critics, but whether you support Buffett or not, the proof is in the pudding. A better approach is to focus more on the companies and funds where you are investing rather than their daily price movement. It is the nature of the stock markets to move up and down on daily basis. That is where it creates opportunities as well as threats too. Patience is the key when it comes to stock market investing. You can keep it simple by focusing on the right things that help you build more confidence instead of worrying about the stock market.